Hi guys, Ali Taylor down at Heron's Reach, and today I'm going to be reviewing probably the most hyped set of drivers that Titleist have ever made. I'm going to be looking at the new TSi 2 and 3 drivers from Titleist. Right, so if you're watching this on the launch day for Embargo, there's going to be a lot of content out there. So if you're watching my video, I hope you enjoy today's content. I'm going to run through some of the things that Titleist are very excited about TSi 2 and 3. We're going to have a nice close-up look at the heads. I'm going to hit some shots with both drivers. We're going to look at some numbers as we go along, and then I'm going to talk to you about, what I like and maybe dislike about the Titleist TSi drivers. And then maybe towards the end, talk about maybe some of the technology in here. Are we going to see more and more of this type of thing from all the manufacturers out there? But for now, let's have a look at what Titleist are claiming about the TSi drivers. Right, so the design objectives of TSi is to increase distance, give improved forgiveness, give that better player preferred shape and better player preferred sound and feel. So the two different heads, we've got TSi 2 and TSi 3, kind of very much running down the theory that Titleist have worked on over the last few years. The TSi 3, much more kind of pear-shaped, maybe appeal to that slightly better player. I hate saying that, but that's kind of what it tends to do. Whereas TSi 2 is a slightly longer head, so a bit more forgiveness, so hopefully a little bit more accuracy out of TSi 2. So with both drivers, we're talking about faster in the air, so enhanced aerodynamics, 15% less reduction in drag. Now, any of you guys that have watched my video reviews over the last certainly 12 months, when all the manufacturers have been talking about aerodynamics, I'm not really sure on it. I don't really see a big pickup in club head speed from aerodynamics. I'm sure with all the manufacturers testing, there is an improvement how they test it, but the aerodynamics thing, I'm still not sold on that one. Now, the big talking point though with the new TSi drivers is the club face. So we're talking about aerospace grade ATI 425 face insert. So increased stability. We're talking about with the face itself, ATI are a company who make experts in high performance metals. We're talking about high strength, toughness, and high elasticity. So the idea being that the thickness of the face in different places should be nice and thin. So the idea being that on the really good ball striking, we should see absolutely maxed out on speed, but we should be seeing closer and closer to max on those off-center strikes, which is definitely what I think more club golfers are looking for, even tour players. It's not about that one that you hit perfectly every time. It's about those ones that you're a little bit off-center, and do you still get as close to maximum performance as you can? Now, the two different heads, in the TSi 2, it comes in 9, 10, and 11 degree loft, and the TSi 3 comes in 8, 9, and 10. Now, obviously, you've got the normal adjustability around the hosel that you can see on both driver heads. Now, interestingly, TSi 3 has actually got a track around the back. So you can actually move the weight position a little bit to help line up the CG. But interesting as well, and you'll see this when I run through kind of what I'm using, you can actually change the weight in the back of the head to give a little bit heavier head, which for some golfers, if you can then still swing it at the same speed, some additional mass in that club head can potentially help you get your smash factor up and again increase that ball speed. So guys, lots and lots of techie stuff. I know some of you will love the techie stuff, some not so much. So let's get on with hitting some shots on TRACKMAN, Titleist Pro V1X with TSi 2 and 3. I'll give you some feedback on kind of looks and feel, maybe the golfers that we're kind of looking for to be using this, and obviously get some performance numbers from TRACKMAN. See if you can guess during the video which one of the two models that, if I'm putting one in my bag, will go in my bag. And if you can, comment below, let me know, and I'll get back to as many of you as I can. But for now, let's get hitting some shots with the new TSi2 and 3 drivers. Right guys, so I'm going to start off with TSi2. So look, with the close-up of the head, we see that kind of slightly longer front to back design, certainly weight a little bit further back from the face and a little bit wider, so potentially a bit more forgiveness. When we look at the sole of the club, we've kind of got that weight a long way back, you know, a very aerodynamic head according to Titleist. Like I said in the intro, not sure we see loads of club head speed pick up in that, but that not really as adjustable as TSi3, but still got that adjustability around the head. So I've got the 9-degree head set down at D1, so 8¼ loft. Now I've actually got I'm going to put the same shaft in both because I got fitted for these drivers about 3 weeks ago. So I've got the Graphite Design Tour AD XC6 in X Flex. Like I said, I'm going to hit some shots, Titleist Pro V1X on TRACKMAN. I'm just going to keep hitting balls with TSi2. Kind of show some ball flights to begin with, then we'll run through some numbers, then I'll do the same with TSi3. Once we see which one suits me best, then I'm going to really kind of jump after a couple, see if I can get my club head speed up. Do I still retain the equivalent jumping ball speed? Because what Titleist is saying with this new club face is kind of lots and lots of speed and lots of forgiveness. Now that sounds perfect to me, but let's go TSi2 first off and see how things go. So I really like on top, very clean, so very kind of traditional for Titleist. Just a little TSi logo on top, so I really like how clean that is. So off we go, TSi2. And it does feel good off the club face. You know, I think it's an interesting one for me because I think it feels quite soft off the face, and yet I know from my fitting, the ball speeds were very quick with both drivers. And again, a decent shot. Now, even off those first couple for me, and I saw this in my fitting, I just felt with TSi2, the flight was just a little bit higher and softer than I would like. And the shots are very playable, but it always feels with TSi2 like my strike's a little bit low on the club face. Now, I don't know whether with me, that's just that once I realise I'm hitting it too high, I understand that there's less loft lower on the club face. I don't know whether part of it is I'm just trying to get the ball to launch a little bit lower with that, but I know I hit up nicely on the ball, but I think TSi2 for me doesn't tick the box on looks. Don't love the slightly longer head, but I really do like the feel, and the combination of the head with this shaft works really well for me. And again, nice and solid and pretty decent. You know, I'll take that. Right, let's go one last one with TSi2. Okay, so not too bad. So I would say, without me seeing the numbers on TRACKMAN there, I would say they would be pretty good and very close to as good as I can do. I don't feel I'm swinging quite as quick today, and I am just kind of trying to put my normal swing in it, not jump on anything just yet. So let's switch into TSi3 and see how that performs differently. Right, so TSi3, so behind the golf ball, noticeably a different shape, you know, more compact. Again, very clean on top, and I really like the look of that. I think that really fits my eye behind the golf ball. Comment below, I'm sure that'll be no massive surprise for you. Now, what I've really liked in my fitting with this is there's that little track around the back, which is good. So I don't really think I'm gonna have to play around with that too much. But what you were able to do is actually put some additional weight in there. So I've gone 5 grams heavier in here. So there's a little bit more mass lined up with the ball. And science will show that if the club head is a little bit heavier and there's a bit more mass here, potentially that can get that ball speed up a little bit and get that smash factor a little bit higher. And we all love a high smash factor, don't we? It's not always the perfect thing for optimum, but I think if I can get more ball speed off the face, it's got to be a good thing for me. Right, so TSi3, again, same shaft. This is what I was fitted for 3 weeks ago. Let's hit a few shots with this, see how TSi3 stacks up. Love that. We'll take that all day long. So like I said, just on these, I mean, you might see some numbers, obviously, as these are popping up. I'm not looking at these numbers to begin with. I'm just trying to hit the shots down the range and onto the fairway. But really like the look on that. Feel-wise, you know, very, very much the same as TSi2 for me. I didn't feel the best, but visually it didn't look like it did a lot different. And again, good in play. Now, there's a huge debate at the moment about, is the fact that the golf ball is going further ruining golf? Not for me. I want the ball to go as far as I can. Let's hit another 2 or 3 of these. I do love that. Right, so you'll have seen some numbers popping up there, and what we see is a really, really healthy smash factor. We see some good club head speed, around about that 110 mile an hour. Some really good ball speed, therefore some good distances. Now, what I'm keen to see for my personal game is if I'm really kind of trying to put some speed in, and I might sacrifice a bit of strike, do I still get that jump in ball speed? So let's have 2 or 3 where I really, really try and generate some speed. So a little bit quicker and definitely a little bit more ball speed. And I do like that. You know, anytime I'm getting that ball speed over 160, that's good, and I'm considerably over 160 when I'm trying to move a bit quicker. And again, a little bit more speed for me. So not quite as out the middle of the club face, but we can see there that smash factor still really staying very high and being very, very like one that's been hit out of the middle. Now I'm going to put my quickest ball speed, which was in my fitting the other week, and we can see there 113 mile an hour club head speed, 168 ball speed. Now I've never ever been 168 before, even though I've moved the club slightly quicker than that on occasions, never had my ball speed up there. So let's have one more here, see if I can get past 168. Not sure today I'll be able to quite move the club quick enough, but let's see. That's as good as it can get. So see, nice and straight. Not quite quicker than 168, but I'll be honest, both drivers, I think, you know, really, really great feel off the club face. I think the new face insert, you know, really good job Titleist have done. Definitely for me, I wonder how many of you guessed that TSi3 would be the more appealing one for me, but I love that, and certainly something for me at the moment that's going straight in the bag. So you can see, guys, some really, really good ball speed numbers off the club face with both drivers. Now, like I said, as I was hitting balls there, it was really strange. I mean, doing the video, I saw the same as in my fitting a few weeks ago. I definitely managed to get more club head speed out of TSi3. Now, is that just that maybe because I like the look of it, I'm a bit more confident and I swing a bit freer? Maybe. I don't know that that's necessarily, you know, quantifiable, but I think, you know, the theory being the extra weight in the head maybe I should swing a bit slower. But definitely found in the fitting and with the performance in testing here, TSi3 for me ticks all the boxes. Love the look, love the feel, love the performance, and for me that's going straight in the bag. I really like that. I think it looks great behind the ball, and I really like the fact that I showed you a couple there where I really went after it, that even on the ones that aren't struck out the middle, if I can generate more club head speed and there's that forgiveness, I can still maximize that ball speed. And like we saw there, I had my record ball speed at 168 with TSi3. And I've never ever been that high. So certainly from my perspective, I want to get 170 and quicker. And it's nice knowing that as I swing quicker, the forgiveness of the driver should still give me that performance. So guys, if you're in the market for a new driver, TSi2 or 3 is definitely something you should consider. You know, if you can get along, get fitted and try them side by side with other drivers, see what works best for you. Because if you do get something that's absolutely spot on, you shouldn't really need to be changing too often with driver. And if you get something that performs, driving it well can definitely make a huge difference to your game. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you have enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the button below, ring the notification bell, and then I'll find out whenever you drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.